for me, when I first started driving, you know, I really did enjoy just cruising around, checking out my neighborhood, checking out different areas, seeing what was going on and what was happening, you know, in different parts of the city. Just to see what's out there, see who's out there. Besides that, I would rather be out just moving and seeing what's happening rather than sitting at home. Besides that, gas prices was actually reasonable. So to ride around for 8, 10, 15 miles just riding around locally didn't cost you an arm and a leg. Those days is over. I was actually doing some riding around yesterday. Not nearly as much as I would have done back then. And I found myself cruising down Martin Luther King Street. And while I was cruising down Martin Luther King Street, I, of course, thought, you know, about the time that I was pulled over cruising down Martin Luther King Street, which I talked to you guys about. But on today, I was actually going the opposite direction, and it sparked off a memory in my mind of a different time. Cruising down Martin Luther King Street, and there's some looping parts of Martin Luther King, some curving parts of Martin Luther King Boulevard to control the speed that happens around that part of town. And I was heading past one of those curves, just past 11th Avenue South, and came around the bend, and I realized that I ran out of streets and I was going to go way past where I wanted to go. But at this time, again, it didn't matter because I had all types of, you know, free time and nothing to do, nowhere to be, nobody to be accountable to. And as I head around this loop, mind you, I'm in my 1993 Isuzu Amigo truck at this time, hardback, which is limited edition for that particular vehicle. Of course, I had just gotten the vehicle. I mean, it was so new, it still had the paper tag on it. 5% tint on the windows. I literally had just gotten this vehicle. This was my first vehicle. I had literally just gotten it like 2 months ago. So, not speeding. Lights are on. It's dark. You know, everything that I'm doing is within legal limits. Apparently, minus the 5% tint. Now, the tint that was on the vehicle was what was on there at the time of purchase. So I'm going around these curves, curving towards the right, curving back towards my left, and then I catch flashing lights in the road. So of course I get stopped. Cop rolls up to me, hits me with the standard license and registration. Give him my license and registration. Then he asks me, "Is this your vehicle?" I found that weird at the time, not today, but definitely found it weird at the time. So I said, "Yeah, this is my vehicle. I actually just bought it. Whatever." And then he says, "Well, do you know why I stopped you?" I said, "Honestly, I don't. I thought I was actually traveling at a speed that was within the speed limit." I knew I hadn't done anything, so it was hard for me to understand why he pulled me over. So I said, "No, I didn't know. I don't know why you pulled me over." And then he says, "Why don't you step out of the car and come back here?" Here we go. So, of course, I get out of the car. He invites me around to the rear of the vehicle. And thank goodness at this time of night, there's little to no traffic on Martin Luther King Boulevard. So he brings me around to the back. And he flashlights the area on my truck where the permanent tag should be. He says, "See here, sir, you have a tag." I said, "Well, sir, I have a paper tag. It's right here in the window." And at that time, he bumps his flashlight up to the window and says, "Well, that tint you have on there is mighty dark." I understand, sir. It's like I said, I just bought it. As you can see, I still have the temporary tag on it, and this was what it came with. So then he flashlights the window some more and tells me that, "You see how you can't see through the window? You can't really see the tag from back here, and that's the whole reason that I stopped you, is because I couldn't see your tag. So you're going to look into getting this tent taken off of your vehicle. The legal limit in St. Petersburg, Florida is 15%, and this is clearly 5% tent that you have on the car. I honestly at this time was just glad I hadn't done anything wrong for him to, you know, pull that harassment to the next level. I'm glad he didn't take like a razor blade and cut him into tent or anything crazy. So that was decent. But needless to say, early in the game, literally after I just got my first vehicle, I was already being stopped and asked to step out of the car. So just a quick story about me being asked to step out of the vehicle. Real life, it does happen. Happens to me. Make sure you guys are wearing your safe belt. Make sure your window tint's not too dark. Make sure you don't have any of your Brillo pads in your car. Good luck. Just good luck to everybody. No, but real talk, I appreciate y'all checking me out. If you checked me out, I definitely appreciate y'all subscribing. For those who subscribe, I know there was a little bit of a lag between this video and the last. Some crazy things have been going on, getting those under control, but your boy ain't gone. I'm still here. Look for me. Alright, so I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll check you out on the next one.